Welcome, Pisces, to your May 2023 reading. Thanks for tuning into my channel. If you are a new time viewer to my channel, I offer free mini readings to all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comment section below. And if you are a new subscriber and you don't have a question, just write the words new subscriber, free mini reading, please. And if you do have a question, put new subscriber and then write your question. Now, for everyone else, I'm also opening it up for you to ask a question as well. Just write it in the comment section below. I'll give you a yes or a no answer, or just a short message that comes out while I shuffle my cards for you. So new subscribers get that in-depth reading, but if you just want to ask a question, you will get a response from me as well. Now let's get into your reading. Now this month I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot deck, and when I was deciding what cards to use for this month's readings, this one really kept calling me, and so I'm hoping that there's some messages here for you as well that jump out. Now, for a lot of you, I'm feeling like work could be at the forefront of your mind here, and you start out with the energy of the Seven of Swords, and this is really putting in some strategies in place, and also really you being asked to make sure that when you're putting strategies in place to get what it is that you want, or to move ahead in any part of your life, whether it's work, whether it's love, whatever it is for you, just make sure that the ends justify the means. So don't do things underhanded or things without integrity. Make sure that you proceed in a proper fashion so that you aren't having to come back and ask for forgiveness from anyone. But when the Seven of Swords does show up in a reading, it's almost like there's some new ideas that are going to be coming into your mind, and really old assumptions that you had about anything in life, whether it's, again, as I said, your love, your work, your day-to-day life, things that you had thought were the way they were supposed to be. New ideas are coming in to challenge all of that. And there's going to be quite some nice progress made in a good way. So if you've been feeling stuck a little bit, and you do have the Eight of Swords, gee whiz, Pisces, I'm telling you, I hadn't seen it for a few months, I don't think, but the Eight of Swords is back. I am feeling again this, I mean, for some of you, this could be feeling stuck in love, but for a lot of you, I also feel that this is work related as well. But again, I'm jumping all over the place, so do forgive me. But I feel like there is progress being made here with the energy of that Seven of Swords. But I feel like also you might be using your charm or your wit or your intellect here to sort of gain an advantage when it comes to when it comes to love, potentially, or work. Again, work or love. You guys, this is a general meaning reading, so whatever resonates here for you more strongly, this is kind of what it would relate to here. But as I said, if you are going to be using your wit, charm, intellect to gain an advantage, or even to recover something that's lost. So if this is someone in a relationship that perhaps you had a feeling of they left, or you weren't able to connect in a way that made you happy. If you're going to try some things there to get them back, just make sure that what you're doing justifies the end. You know, you don't want to do something that is wrong and then pay for the consequences later. Now, also for some of you as well, there could be just be careful of someone in your world that is perhaps not as they seem. Someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart here. Now, this could potentially be a Libra, just because you have the Justice card there. You've also got the King of Pentacles. This is a Taurus, but this can be any sign. So a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo here. But just make sure that if you are involved in any sort of contractual kind of situation where you're signing contracts or you're going through a legal issue or even going to court, a legal battle, that there isn't someone there that doesn't really have your back. Now, also for some of you, if you've got exams happening, don't cheat. Don't write little notes down your leg, how we used to do in the olden days. I don't know if you can still do that. Don't write little notes on the palm of your hand or anything like that, because you might get caught out and that kind of stuff. So just, that's a little side message there for some people. Make sure when you do anything in your world, whether it is to do with love, your exams, your business dealings, that you are doing everything above board. Now, you've got the Rebirth card. So many signs had this card. This is normally the card of Judgment in a traditional deck, but in this deck it is the Rebirth card, and this is talking about exactly that. There is this reawakening in you in an area for some of you that may have to do with love, just because the Rebirth is about right above the Lovers card. But again, love or work here, I'm feeling it's very intertwined. Whatever is more significant for you. If you've got an amazing, wonderful, stable relationship, I feel like this is to do with work. If you're not interested in love, it's definitely work related. If others are more interested in love than work, I feel like there could be a reawakening here, or a rebirth in the way you think about a particular relationship. And for some, this could even be someone returning from the past, but that, whatever resonates for you there. But rebirth is really about following a call. There's something deep down inside of you that is saying you're not on the right path, that you're not happy right now, and there's some new directions coming in for you, and this is going to require a choice. And I feel like the Lovers card here is talking about a choice more so than love, but we'll go into that when we get to it. But I really feel like there is a renewal or a transformation here, but a decision is required by you. And this is really because there is a stirring within you, and it's almost like you're delving into what your mission in life is almost. What's your vocation? What's your mission in life? What are you supposed to be doing here? And almost even for some of you, this might even be going on a deeper level, like what's your spiritual path? What are you seeking? But, for the more mundane, those that are so spiritually inclined, this can just be talking about where is your life? Where do you want your life to go? You want something, I feel, that is fully more your own, rather than, what you've been doing at the moment. You know, again, the rebirth card is almost talking about a crossroads in your life where you are having to decide what direction you're going to be going in now. And, you know, it's in a way, I'm actually seeing something brand new here in that Ace of Wands. This is new inspiration. This can talk about a new job, absolutely, a new direction in terms of a creative project that you might want to be working on. You might want to be going in a completely different direction. But this is going to be so lovely because it is a direction that is really empowering for you. It is something that you are going to be so passionate about. And it's going to be really lucrative here for you as well, Pisces. I mean, the King of Pentacles follows that Ace of Wands. So there is absolutely a new beginning here that you are going to love doing, and it's going to be lucrative here for you. But the Ace of Wands, this not only it talks about new beginnings, absolutely, but it also talks of the conception of an idea. So you might just be at that point in that rebirth energy where you're feeling those stirrings. What am I going to do? This isn't what I want to do. This isn't the path that really makes me happy. And so you're going to be getting some really new inspirational ideas, and like a lot of creative energy is going to be stirring in you here. And, you know, this is a card it's saying that this creative energy is sort of right within your grasp here. And this has got, because the Ace of Wands is a fire card, this is all about enthusiasm and energy and vitality and really tapping into your intuition. I'm feeling this is a very big theme coming through for you this month, Pisces. Listen to what your gut is telling you. Really tune into that. It's really going to be enhanced in May. I mean, if you just look at the imagery on that wand that's just going up into the sun and it's just exploding. The sun is just shining its rays and its heat and its energy and its warmth over everything there. And it's really, I feel like this is that kind of thing that's happening in your life in May as well. There's a lot of energetic kind of energy there that's really feeding you. And it's enhancing your life. Now, I feel like for some of you even, this talks about the birth of a child. Now, some of us don't want kids. Some of us are not in a position to have kids. We've already got kids. This can talk about the birth of, as I was saying, that idea, the birth of maybe a business, like something that you could consider your baby. And I mean, this can even have to do with fur babies. You might be getting a new fur baby in your life here too. But definitely fresh new starts here. Quite abundant kind of energy. So if you don't want to have a baby, take precautions. But now for some of you, I'm feeling like in May, particularly because that Eight of Swords is right beneath that Ace of Wands, you might be feeling quite stuck in terms of your inspiration and your passions and where it is you want to go. And this is more, you know, the Eight of Swords is always more about the feeling stuck mentally than actually physically, although it may manifest as you not being able to sort of change jobs or change relationships or go out and find what it is that you want in your life. But that Ace of Wands is really releasing you from any of that kind of energy here. It's going to allow you to be able to really get out of your head, so to speak, and use your passion here to move you forward. Now, that Ace of Wands, this can talk about a new relationship for some as well, or certainly the meeting of someone that heightens your passion. So you definitely have a Libra here, you've got a Gemini here, you've got an Earth card, as I mentioned, an Earth sign, as I mentioned, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn here. But the King of Pentacles is talking about abundance, and you're in a really wonderful position in life financially. This is a card of security. It's also a card of, responsibility and steadfastness and productivity. And you really might be experiencing a lot of improvement in your finances or your material circumstances here. And there's a lot of steady progress, and certainly if it has anything to do with the birth of this new idea or a business that you want to get into, or even a new career that you want to get into, this is some really good energy of things moving forward and success in business or a project or a career here. And this obviously talks about, like, the King of Pentacles is someone that is great with money. They're very good managers, good leaders. They're very generous as well. They look after people with their money financially. Although sometimes they might not be there emotionally, they can sort of help out financially. And often when we see these court cards showing up in readings, they are talking about what qualities you perhaps may be displaying in May. So you might be taking on a lot of these kind of qualities in May as well, where you're just really working hard, you're being a great leader, and you are providing assistance to the people in your life, perhaps in a financial way for some as well. Now, that Justice card that I did touch on, this is the card of Libra, but this also is the card of balance, things coming back into balance in your life. Now, for some of you, this can even talk about a court case where someone hasn't been, you might have been involved with someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart, just because it's beneath that Seven of Swords. Or for others, you might not have acted in a way that perhaps was above board, and there could be some legal repercussions. Excuse my words, it's Mercury retrograde and I'm getting it all wrong all over the place. But justice, it does talk about being in having things to do with the law. Could be some new contracts that you are signing here. Could be exams that you are going through. Just and you being involved in a judgment here, or you having to make a judgment on a particular situation. But another thing about the Justice card, and the fact that it's right next to the Lovers card, the Justice card is saying that it is time to make a decision. And the beauty with Justice is she is holding that sword of truth. So there's a lot of clarity here, which is going to enable you to make any decisions that you are required to make with a clear mind. But I feel like this is a pretty big theme here. It could be time to sort of make a decision or a choice, but you need to make it in a non-reactive way. So don't allow it to be a decision that's made in a knee-jerk kind of way. Think it through clearly, which, as I said, I think you're going to be able to do that because of the Justice card there. Think it through clearly. Don't sort of react emotionally. Try to remove your emotions out of making any decision, or even making a judgment against somebody else there. But the thing with the Justice card is really you are being asked in May to be your true self, to be your true self, and really know your own nature here, and really own it. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. Do what makes you happy. That is the most important thing here. Um, you know, and if there is a decision to be made, you really are asked, as I said, to weigh up both sides of the argument. Use your critical thinking here rather than your emotions. Now, that Lovers card, this is just such beautiful energy. This is a card of love and of fulfillment. It's a card of union, and it's a card of surrendering almost to that kind of energy for a lot of you. But again, very important, this is a card of choices. And I feel like for a lot of you, this could mean that a relationship here has been making you feel a little bit stuck, a little bit trapped. Again, the Eight of Swords is right next to the Lovers card, but you are, this could all be in your mind here, Pisces. You might be feeling stuck or trapped, but again, think logically, don't think emotionally here. I think the Justice card is giving you some good advice there, and look at your situation and you'll realize that you're not stuck at all. But it kind of might mean that you are feeling stuck in the sense that you are unable to love properly, if that's the right way to put it, because you have been hurt in the past and you have had disappointments. So you feel like you're kind of stuck. You can't allow yourself to love wholly. But when that Lovers card comes in, it really asks you to surrender. And that in itself is a choice, to actually surrender and allow yourself to really be vulnerable and fall in love there. I feel like there's almost, once you do that, there is almost like a liberation that comes in once you've chosen. If you're with someone and you're kind of umming and ahhing to allow yourself to go that extra step, just surrender and just go with the flow here. I feel it's a good way to deal with this particular situation. But there is the Lovers card is actually just a really good omen when it shows up in a reading, and it is going to be it's going to allow you to release any of that energy of the Eight of Swords, where mentally we're just not moving forward. We're just stuck. Now, for some of you, if it's not about love, you're in a stable relationship, this can again talk about your inspiration. If you are working on a creative project and you've had a creative block and you can't move forward, this is also a release here in that kind of energy with the Eight of Swords. And I feel like, absolutely this theme of choices. You've got the Two of Pentacles. This is another card of making choices. The Two of Pentacles, Pentacles are all about your career, your how you make a living. And the Two of Pentacles is you learning to trust again, learning to allow that playful element coming back into your life, and again, seeking balance. So balance and choices are some themes, because that's kind of what the Justice card is saying. There's a lot of repeat messages coming in here. And also for a lot of you, you are asked to balance out your life with play and fun and enjoyment and childlike wonder again. If you've been working really hard and that has been your focus for so long, allow a bit of that childlike wonder to come into your world in May. Now, for a lot of you, you might be juggling 2 or more jobs here, 2 or more homes, or even you might be juggling demanding relationships as well. You might have a few of those on the go. So this is, I feel like you're juggling a lot of things, whether it is love and work and home. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on for you. So you might be quite busy here. But just remember, you know, look at it as a joy rather than a burden if you can. It's all about the way you look at things. And I feel like that 8 of Swords, you know, is again giving you messages about being stuck in a certain way of thinking about things. And if you shift the way you look at particular situations, and rather than looking at them from a perspective of you being burdened, look at it from change your perspective and kind of be joyful about it. It's like, wow, I've got a great relationship I'm worried about, or wow, I've got 2 people I've got to juggle here, I've got a great job, you know, I'm busy, but yeah, this is good. Like, try and shift that perspective, and it's going to free you from that energy of that 8 of Swords. I hope all of that made sense to you. It was a lot of information coming out, but definitely some themes there for you, Pisces. Now, your final card from the Gateway Oracle deck is Following Your Bliss. And this is one of my favorite cards from this deck. It's so beautiful. The colors, I just love them. And the affirmation on this particular card is, my soul sings with joy. So already it's linked in with the messages of that 2 of Pentacles. You know, use joy in your life. Tap into that childlike wonder here in your world. But the meaning of this card is, do what gives you joy. Celebrate and have fun. You do not need to suffer to grow. In fact, true happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Take steps today to expand your joy. You don't need to do it all at once, but you do need to start. The universe wants you to know, if you don't follow your bliss now, when will you? If you've been waiting to act until circumstances are different or somehow better, you may have a long wait. Some people put off following their North Star until they graduate, get married, have kids, or retire. If you continue to do so, you may never attain genuine happiness. Take steps today to experience the sweet nectar of life. Wow, I just see that so connected with many of the cards here, particularly that rebirth card, where you are being asked to follow that calling deep within you. And that is following your bliss. That's just a different way of saying follow your bliss. You know, what truly makes you happy? What brings you that joy? And I think when you do that, it's going to free you from that energy of that 8 of Swords. Release your mind. Allow that inspiration, that love, that new direction to come in for you. And that is then going to allow you to be able to make a really easy choice to do what makes you happy, to follow your bliss. So we'll leave it there, Pisces. I hope that made sense. Please take me up on my offer of that free mini reading. And for everyone else, if you want to ask a question, by all means, do that as well below. So have a great month, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.